Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup, so almost there. Also 2 matches remaining here in the bottom part. We have, I guess, could have been the finals. We have Tearlaments versus Runick Spright. Again, a rematch from a couple of videos ago, and it was super close. But Runick got that one because of a couple of reasons. Grind game, both decks can grind really well. But Runick has some advantages over Tearlaments. As you'll be seeing in the deck list, for example, Testudo is there as a searcher off of the Mannequin Cat, and that basically stops the entire Tearlaments deck, basically again, and also it's being protected by a potential Avramex. But on the other hand, Ishizu Tier having access to the bigger package of the, of the Ishizu cards, obviously, and of course, let's not forget the Shufflers. The Shufflers are there, the DD Crow-alike cards to prevent Runick Fountain to basically trigger. So, which deck has the advantage? I have no clue. I would, like before this particular matchup, I still would have said, even though before the previous matchup, I still would have said that Ishizu tier has a slight advantage. But again, Runick Spright having access to a Lava Golem, Rasphere mode, those are crucial cards. Same for Testudo, crucial cards against, or at least in this particular matchup. So let's see. The thing is that, and as I've read in the comment section as well, or the voting, is going first. You know, Tearlaments has the way, or has the capability to play, well, both decks have the capability to play during our opponent's turn, but I think setting up and going first, especially game number 1 pre-side deck, it's much more important for Spright, for Runick Spright. And they go first, so they have the capability to put up a couple of negations, Carrot Threat, the Chin, what is it, Chin. Is it Chin Buster? Yeah, it's probably Chin Buster. Anyway, Destruction on Fountain, on the Tearlaments field spell, that's... it hurts. There are just far too many negations, and my hand was a bit mediocre, a bit too mediocre. Double Bestial, it's again awkward, especially, you know, if they used the Gigantic Spright during their turn, that is. And yeah, even though there's no battle phase, they can still establish their board, even though, okay, like one big Ishizu mill, I might still have it after that, but like Lava Golems in their hand, obviously, you know, that's superb as well, whenever I set up my my board right. So Spright Elf, I guess they set themselves up for a grind game, you know, basically drawing more sprites, and the thing is that, you know, Runick is definitely a deck that could potentially deck out your opponent as well. So Spright Elf for a potential reborn, we chain with Magnamut, and I think we are able to drop Druid's Worm as well. Druid's Worm here in this case can help out. Potentially force out, yeah. The problem is Avramex, right? It's super hard for this deck to out an Avramex, especially through 1 or 2 interruptions or negations. So yeah, it's not looking too good. But again, we do have outs, we do have an option. Deck out is probably not an option, but again, one big mill, we might still have it. But the Avramex, right? So we drop Druid's Worm, should probably put it in defense position. We draw Kelbeck. Kelbeck, you know, could be important. Potentially get a mill going, mill 5, and potentially go from there, but I mean, look at their hand. Like Lava Golems, and it's just a matter of time, they will just take us out, right? At least that was a process back then, the thought process back then. What is it called, Oni Bimaru, banishing Druid's Worm, and now it's basically, yeah, just banishing as many key cards from my deck as possible, and, you know, with Fountain on field, they will just keep recycling their effects. So, the Celiac is an okay card, but I set my Kelbeck, and I was like, like in hindsight, again, the problem is I'm super low on, you know, deck cards, and maybe after a mill 5, 1 or 2 Runick cards could clutch it. Okay, even though there are Shufflers, but I think the game is lost either way. The deck, I mean, Runick is just far ahead in card advantage, and again, it's just a matter of time they'll draw a tip, and, you know, the cards that mill that many or banish that many cards from the top of my deck. So it felt like a losing battle, and I drew Sharon, so, you know, could have like, but that's like, what is it, mill 8? I probably just you know, should have scooped it up, because the game is over either way. Okay, I can, you know, send stuff back, but what is it, how many cards? What is it, 1, 2, 3 cards left? None at the moment, but yeah. Could Kalos get another mill or search or whatever, but it's not going to matter. Rule Carol's just in defense position, but again, that doesn't really matter too much. So, as somewhat expected, pre-side deck, And you know, Runick opening well, having a field spell, a couple of negations, it's really hard to come back after that pre-siding. Okay, so game number 2. This is a solid opening hand, like normal summon Herald for, what is it, mill 5 and potentially hit other cards. That's bad. Look at this mill, like a sick mill. We can set up both Crime and Celiac. And what is it? Go for Quincas as well, potentially mill, what is it, depends. I think I'm going to mill 11 cards, you know, setting up those shufflers, potentially hitting more shufflers so I can use them during my turn now to hit those Runick spells in their graveyard, and then, you know, use the other Ishizu cards during their turn, right? So Rule Carols, not protected by Elf. That hurts a little bit, but I mean, the Omnication return with Crime, with a potential Forbidden Droplet, and if they have Lava Golem or Ras Fear Mode, you know, there is a potential mill as well. So the Lava Golem is there, we use both big key cards, but I was like, okay, we can, you know, reset up everything, especially whenever I go for the Fusion Summon bar, of course, barrel. The call by does hurt, but again, we can mill, we can go for Quincas, potentially get another mill, go for the Kaledal, probably? Yeah, send back Rule Carry. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's the thing, right? With Tearlaments, they can just reset up Pot of everything back again, right? So this is all fine-ish. We are going to try to negate the Eps. The Spright Blue Destruction says no to Celiac, which again is fine. Again, the most important thing is, you know, prevent Runick Fountain from triggering, right? So send a couple of cards back. Yeah, prevent deck out, I guess. Oh, the trigger field spell. Yeah, that prevents the Spright. At least that prevents, I guess, Spright from setting up more level 2s. Okay, so game number 3. The problem here is dodging a potential Testudo. So it's very hard for this deck not to trigger a Mannequin Cat and not let them special summoning Testudo. So let's see. So Quincas, turn number 1. I do have Callby, and do I have a Herald? No, I don't have. I do have Sharon, but the problem is if they're able, they should probably. If they're able to go for Mannequin Cat, it's very hard for this deck not to play into it, unless I draw Droplet. Droplet is an instant, you know, FU card. You know, to potentially say no to their entire field and potentially go for a game. So they are going for the setup. What is it? Mannequin Cat. So whenever, what is it? I draw. I special summon a monster, or I have an Aqua or a Water type. Yeah, the Testudo is, what is it? Water Aqua. The thing is, I do have Herald. Herald to discard on Mannequin Cat. So I was like, okay, I have this in the bag, but they have Callby. Oh, the Callby was actually sick. So sick. Because now this play goes through. Callby prevents the Herald from triggering, you know, negating and destroying Mannequin Cat, so now they're able to go for Testudo, eventually Starter as well, and then go for REMATCH. So now it's very hard to get rid of Testudo, and getting rid of REMATCH as well without triggering, you know. So it again feels like a losing battle, but I do have out still. We have Celiac for monster negation and Droplet. Droplet is there, Droplets are there, but they're in the graveyard, you know, we can send them back with the shuffler, so I guess I need to stall it out a little bit, you know, how it works with Runick, basically them sacrificing their battle phase, so there are still options. Yugioh is not an out, maybe I should have waited a little bit more, because again now I kind of sacrifice, you know, but again, like, are they using Carrot for like Callby or something like that, because I think Callby is set, probably not. I mean, you should definitely keep your Carrot indeed for the potential Celiac. So yeah, now it's just, I need to draw Droplet, or maybe, you know, recycle Celiac and potentially search it or draw into it. But again, feels like a losing battle. They'll just grind into, you know, your resources, potentially banish more, as it was in game number 1. Banish the crucial top cards from my deck. What is it? 3k to the face. Because of the attack boost, Talon sends Sharon back. Yep, so they know the Kel back in hand. We draw the Pearl Reno, not that useful here in this case. And yeah, they'll just keep drawing, right? More Runick spells, potentially hitting those top cards from my deck. And you know, with Runick Fountain, they'll just draw. So again, just like in game number 1, it feels like a losing battle. What is it? I send back my Droplets? If I'm not so sure. REMATCH on field, we draw Heaviness, again not the card I want. Basically set another, you know, wall, I guess, to not at least survive. Again, priority number 1 is to survive. But again, setting the Kel back, I'm not so sure again, because they've, you know, potential droplet. But again, the problem is, yeah, I'll just banishing everything, right, because of the Runick spells. Plus Fountain, triggering ups, again, feels like a losing battle. Only banish one card, banish the Gamma indeed, and I do draw a droplet, but the problem is it's too late. What is it, Destruction, banishing 3 or 4, and again, very similar to game number 1, basically losing by deck out. So, okay, game number 4 post-side deck, and this is a delicious opening turn. Call by the Grave could help out, Shuffler, potentially mill with Kid Carlos, we have Merly in hand, so we're going to mill 8, and you know, we should hit like one of those Shufflers, Millers, and so on. Okay, so I guess the preferred end board is very similar. What is it? Spright, Elf for protection, Baron, Kid Carlos into Rule Carols, and you know, potentially keeping Kaleido for during their turn, probably. Tip is definitely powerful. We are negating Spright starter with Rule Carols, Reborn itself. You know, with Elf, I could potentially Reborn early. The crime indeed was definitely needed for the talents. They always have talents, right? No Lava Golem. Lava Golem could have hurt a little bit. But the Smashers feels awkward, especially with Chet in hand. And the thing is that they need another Runick name, right? To trigger Fountain and potentially go from there. So let's not do that or give them the opportunity to do so. So go for Kaleido, try to bounce away and pop the Yugioh. Smashers here in this case, I guess is fine, because again it gets rid, like what one card could be. Okay, what is it? Any Runick card, but Runick Fountain is gone, so not even a Runick card will get it for them. So, yips, we are going into the also important game number 5. Okay, but Runick goes first, and I see my hand, no Heralds, no Gamma, so we do have a droplet though, and again, could be huge, because I think they are about to end on a very similar board as it was in game number 2, I think, or game number 3. What is it? Spright, Elf, Mannequin Cat, potential Masquerina for Avermax, and you know, go from there. So no Herald, but we do have Droplet, and the Droplet could be huge, depends on their setup. So I think we have information that they do have Smashers, and they need to draw into more Runick cards. But we are not going to give them the opportunity, so immediately in the draw phase, Droplet for 3, shutting down Elf, shutting down Mannequin Cat, and shutting down Masquerina. Sure, they get a couple of searches, but I think, did we get information about Smashers? Not so sure. I mean, they searched the starter, no? I might have missed it. So we normal summon Herald and mill 5, and we connect. So get Carlos, what is it? We search and mill potentially more cards. But the problem, at least the huge deal now is, you know, because of Droplet, they're not able to get the Studio out, and we are able to attack for game, I think. Go for Rule Carols first, just in case, I don't know. Go for Garura, because again that one does double damage, and Baron for Omnication, getting rid of the Runick failed spell, and yep, this is more than enough to attack for game. So Droplet. That's how easy, quote unquote, it is. So it is all of this. We have, both finals are there. So, what is it? Runick, no, not Runick Spright is out, but Tearlaments Ishizu taking on OG Snake Eyes. So, next one. First finals, you have Spellbooks versus Exodia, so feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.